Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes. Man, listen, some of these games, early games, they are not looking good at all. I thought Wisconsin would give Alabama a better contest, seeing that it was at home. I have no idea what the Florida State Seminoles are doing. Their players look very disinterested in playing college football at this point. I know they're 0-2, but listen, you gotta play ball. I mean, you got a chance to possibly go to the NFL, and you're not out there performing the way you need to. I mean, I don't know. Do you need to get in the transfer portal and go somewhere else and try to get that mojo back or what? But they do not look like they're interested in playing no football at all. We got a couple of the homies are going to jump on here in a little bit. Hopefully, they got some better news to tell you than I do because it is not looking good for some of these teams. Um, the LSU and South Carolina game, I think South Carolina's quarterback got hurt before halftime. So now that game is 28-24 with LSU about to kick an extra point to make it 29-24. We thought South Carolina was going to be able to pull that thing out, but with a hurt quarterback, it's not going to happen. You know, that's how you win games. You got to have offensive line, defensive line, and you got to have a quarterback. Otherwise, you don't really have no chance to being competitive in college football. So LSU Canes has come back and they're leading in that game 29-24. Another game earlier today um, that's playing now is I want to see what that Michigan score is. I'm not sure how well they're doing now, but I'm quite sure they're going to win that game. But I heard offensively they are not looking like the Michigan Wolverines looks normally. So we'll get some updates on that. Hopefully, somebody else has been watching that game and they can give us some more content on it. I was watching the Alabama Wisconsin game, which Alabama is beating Wisconsin 35-10. Wisconsin really has no chance out there at whatsoever. But we'll see. We'll see. Here comes Level Up Sports 10. Let me let him in real quick. What's going on, Level Up Sports 10?
How's it going, WTP Sports Dude? Pretty good, pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Man, I don't know, man. I'm looking at some of these games and I'm like, some of them we were spot on for sure. But
Spot
some of them
definitely.
I'm like, man, what is going on here in college football?
That's definitely been the every week like we've been talking about. It's interesting, and I keep looking back and forth at that Florida State Memphis. I know we was in the chat at for like what seemed like about a half hour going back and forth about that game, and they just ended up getting, I believe, a fourth down conversion, keeping the ball 5.5 minutes left as they continue to drive down the field as they are up by 8, 20-12 late in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, the season is just getting crazier by the day. Then what was the? It was another game that stood out to me. Early, of course, the Missouri Boston College, but LSU with the injury to the quarterback in South Carolina, they just took the lead. And I won't lie, I don't like seeing quarterback players go down, with injuries within itself. But I know LSU was a team that I had picked, and they definitely been playing with a different momentum ever since that peak in the game. I noticed that just watching that game.
So is South Carolina's quarterback out the game totally, or he just got hurt for a moment?
They haven't put him back in yet. They put
Oh,
the other quarterback in, Moody. They felt that they could go with him, and right before the half ended, they was chasing him. It was like they was out there for hunting season, and I was like, that might be the difference maker in the second half. And LSU's passing attack with Lacey and the other big playmaking receiver, the short guy, short speedster. He been making some big plays for him, and that offensive line is just they keep chugging. But that if South Carolina could make any kind of play in this fourth quarter, some kind of big play, I think the opportunity is there for him with the crowd noise. Because I was watching it earlier in that game, and that interception return that got taken back was a monster change in the game with that penalty that they got for the horse collar. Because that TV, it seemed like the TV was jumping. So that
Oh
crowd
yeah,
was definitely, yeah, the crowd was definitely a factor in that.
yeah. I'm looking at it now, and you're definitely right. The change in momentum turned once that quarterback went down because they were rolling, man.
Yeah,
And it was giving LSU all they could handle. But
mhm.
now, since he hasn't been back in the game, they stuck on 24, and
Yeah,
they don't let LSU score 13 points.
13 unanswered points
Not
so far.
answer, right? Yeah. Have you had
Yeah.
a chance to look at any of that Michigan game?
No, I haven't. I haven't been able to look at it, and I see that Arkansas State put up 18 points and got a touchdown late. Actually, outscored them in the second half, which surprised
Oh,
me. And Michigan only come away, look like it'll be 28-18 with the final score. I didn't get a chance to
wow.
really look at it. I won't lie. I was watching Alabama, man, and I was impressed with Alabama. I will say that. I was definitely impressed with and even the defensive side of the ball. I noticed they mentioned something about trying to find their identity, and with Malachi Moore, I noticed he was everywhere. I think it's Saab in the secondary, number 3 to safety as well, and then Campbell. I mean, I think Alabama, and I was listening to him talking about how many SEC teams possibly could get in the playoffs. I don't know that SEC conference, man. Team for team, strength for strength. After today, that's a pretty tough conference, man.
Yeah, it's a tough conference. South Carolina just scored on a 66-yard run by Raheem Sanders.
Ooh,
So they took the lead.
ooh,
Still a lot of time left in that game, though, 29-30. So they're about to go for two.
go
Try
for
to
two there.
put it on three.
Okay,
Yeah.
shit.
What's up with that Boston College in
Boston College,
Missouri?
Missouri. I just refreshed. Missouri been stuck with the 24-14 lead for a little bit since the second half started. They came out in that third quarter and scored a touchdown. They got it and they driving, but it's they didn't got a couple penalties in this second and 45 at their own
Oh,
20, at their
oh,
own 27
God.
late in the third quarter. So it's still 24-14. Boston College really haven't been able to move the ball so far. Second half, they came out, they scored, the first couple quarters a touchdown each, but haven't really been able to move the ball in the third quarter. And I think due to Missouri taking that quick drive, but stalling them on the defensive side of the ball and having this long, wow, another personal foul, third and 54 from their own 18. It's like, they might put themselves in a hole right here and swing the momentum. And I noticed that's been a big thing too today. The momentum changing at different points of the game has been swinging for sure. Like it's making a difference.
Yeah, yeah. What's going on, City League TV?
How's it, how's it
Hey,
going?
I'm just laughing at this Michigan game, man.
What's it looking like?
They won by 10, man. They won by 10 against Arkansas State. What they in the Sun Belt? What they in the Sun Belt League?
Yeah, we gotta check that out. We gotta check that
Oh,
one out.
man, you gotta be kidding me, man.
No, man,
They guard, but it just looks bad, man. It looks bad.
And I don't think that they got a stretch in their schedule where they can pit back to back to back to back wins.
Man, they in trouble. they might not. The way they looking these first 3 games, they may not make a bowl game. It's that real.
I agree.
It's that real. The way they 10 points, Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: did they throw the ball? Oh, you probably didn't get to see the game.
No, they ran. They ran most of the time. They ran. Warren had 3 interceptions. They took him out. They like, go. We done with you. So that's the only thing they may have going for them is, all right, we're gonna try it again and go back to the drawing board.
So this dude got 5 picks in 2 games.
Man,
Wow.
man, ugly.
And he threw some picks against Fresno State too, didn't he?
I think so. I believe so.
Man.
That's just man, as far as like being surprised, I'm highly surprised with both Michigan and Florida State as well. You know, Michigan coming off a national championship. In order to be a national championship contender year in and year out, it does not matter, you know, the amount of players you lose, the caliber players that you lose. Just like that, next year has to be next man up. So, and apparently it's not next man up for either one of those universities.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because when you think about it, whenever you got the transfer portal, bro, you gotta fill them voids, man.
Got to.
And when you don't fill those voids, are you? I don't know, man. What's your thinking? I mean, if you ain't filling them voids, what's your thinking as a coach? I don't know.
Michigan recruited now. Michigan has recruited better in the past few years than they have in the past. So they are actually supposed to have those players there. So I'm not buying the stuff that I'm hearing from quite a few of these Michigan fans about everybody left and new offensive coordinator and new this and new that. I mean, that's the pressure that you have when you're wearing that crown.
Right.
It's like they got this crown for this first year and it's too heavy for them. And you can see it. Not to mention the one man that is who you can blame for their success, College Stallions, who is now coaching high school football. He can't get close to sniffing the victory. He can't get close to calling high school signs. They just got blew out yesterday. I want to say it was like 70-0.
Where are you coaching at?
Man.
Somewhere up in Michigan, man. Somewhere up in Michigan. It's just, and like Poe say, I forget who was talking about it earlier, just about how long everything is taking for this thing to, you know, come full circle about everything that happened. Like, really, it is taking too long. I mean, the stuff was so, and we saw all the evidence needed to know that something was wrong with this program for the past 3 years, and there was a reason for their success. And once that reason was figured out, I don't know why it's taking this long to take care of everything.
Right.
I feel like if it was Ohio State, I don't think we're playing in the playoffs last year. I don't think they're letting us do that. I think that bowl ban and all of that stuff is coming. Really quick, you know, off of how they did us, just off of tattoos and our players giving out their equipment for tattoos, you know, and then compared to this and the way that they're handling things, you know, and you know, it's just crazy. But Michigan and Florida State, I'm highly disappointed with the both of them right now.
Me as a fan, man, you already know me. I'm a diehard Nose fan. I just looked at it. It's fourth and 32 from the 15. We looking like what I was just talking about in the last game with their situation. Missouri looking at a 4th and 54 or whatnot. We just not getting the job done. We getting nil money and we able to go do what we can. There's no way down in Florida and Tallahassee, you Florida State University coming off the season you had, and the school you are, what you bring to college football, and your prestige itself and not have what's needed to get the job done, me as a fan, I won't lie, I was calling for Novell after the second season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, last year, that was a shown product of players knowing what the goal is. Now, you got 13 players from Florida State's roster that's in the NFL on Sundays. It's definitely showing. But when you get Neil money, you gotta change something. You gotta get the swagger. You gotta do something. If me as a fan, I don't want to see that horse coming through, put nothing in the middle of the field the rest of the season. Because that right there, that would get me barking. And right now, they not even whistling, they not even waving. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, y'all got y'all's tubes on the South Carolina LSU game?
Yeah, they just got a fumble, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been some. It's interesting out here. I see Missouri done pulled away. They was playing around at first.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if Missouri didn't get their act together, I was going to say, well, maybe they are not as good as advertised.
Yeah, that's what it was looking like at first.
Yeah.
I see you got your game gear on. You game gear ready, huh, bro?
Yeah, I'm game gear ready.
Y'all coming on it? Y'all coming on at 3:30 or 7:30?
Nah, we on at 7 o'clock on ESPN.
Okay, 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool back. Yeah, what other games? I think wasn't that many good ones, Missouri came back. That South Carolina LSU right now, that's a good banger.
That's been when that
I didn't think Alabama was going to do Wisconsin like that, man.
I did. Wisconsin looked horrible.
They look horrible, man.
They haven't looked good all year. You have to remember they played Western Michigan in that first game. Yeah. And you saw what Ohio State did to Western Michigan, and Western Michigan hung with Wisconsin.
Right. LJ Overton was the other player for Alabama to make sure I mentioned too, because he was man, he's a force, man. Like I said, that's the game I was watching. They something in the SEC, man.
There was a point in time in that game, man, where Wisconsin ran 56 plays to Alabama's 33 plays, but the time of possession difference was only like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Well, it was a time. It was a time early in the. I think it may have been a time early in the second quarter. The score was just 7-3. Wisconsin was deep in their own territory. I want to say inside the 10. Yeah. And their running back broke for like about 20 yards. It was looking like they was running the ball pretty good on them. Running back broke for like about 15, 20 yards and went to dive and fall to the ground. The defensive player hit him, and that ball came out, and that's when Alabama went up 14-3, and pretty much it was pretty much over from there, for real. That was the change of momentum, because if Wisconsin could have, even if they could have just chewed up some clock and got to where if they did have to punt the ball, where they're punting it, and now you switching that field position, and now Alabama is at least starting back inside their 20 or 25 instead of starting at Wisconsin's 20-yard line, which is what I believe they had, and they end up scoring an easy touchdown a few plays later. So, and then that momentum just shifted, and it was over. But Wisconsin has not looked impressive at all.
Did y'all see any of that Texas Tech and North Texas game? They was beating them 52-0 at halftime.
Yeah. Remember
I changed after it was like, after they went up by that third touchdown, I said, T.Y. City League was all the way right on that one. I said that was the wrong upset to touch today.
That's just going by the history, Texas Tech and the North Texas. Like, come on, man, that should be easy money if it's on a spread.
Right.
And what was it, 16 points or something? Wasn't it something crazy?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 16 points. Like, come on. Like, are you serious? That's like free money. I bet that wasn't on the card.
No, it wasn't.
See?
I forget that. It was like 66-14 or something like that. The final score.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't see the scores. What about y'all check any of that Cincinnati Miami University game?
See that?
Not the U, Miami, Ohio. Y'all check out any of that?
I watched a little bit of the highlights in Cincinnati. I got a fumble recovery or something, but that was all I seen. I didn't see nothing much more than that.
Yeah, they still going at it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Because they was trying to
Okay,
get
Cincinnati up 11 right now.
Mhm.
End of the game, 12 seconds. Yeah, it's over now. That's a good fight for Miami. I mean, if you look at it, a MAC team
Yeah.
versus Cincinnati, who's now in the Big 12. You know, you only lose by 11. I mean, you fought.
Because Cincinnati's defense looking pretty good. You know what I mean? It's just trying to find that consistency on the offense because they offense sometimes seem to get stalled at some moments in the game. But you know, just finding their rhythm and everybody finding their identity. Definitely a good win for them and showing for Miami as well.
Did they get a new coach at Cincinnati? Did they fire their coach last year?
I don't think they fired him after 1 year. After 1 year,
I'm gonna say maybe.
no, Fickle left and went to Wisconsin, and I don't think they fired him after the 1 year. I don't think so.
Oklahoma State, they jumped all over Tulsa too. They was beating them at the halftime. I think 35-0.
What about that? Who was that? Louisiana Tech was playing, and there was a little game for a minute. Louisiana Tech and North Carolina State.
North Carolina State.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that too.
They was playing them tough early.
Did they open it up? Did North Carolina State open it up? Yeah, they won by 10.
They opened it up and got the one. I think like 10 in the second half. They couldn't get nothing moving on them in that second half. NC State clamped down on them.
Yeah, not bad for the noon games. Not bad at all. Who we got coming up? What's good coming up? Y'all thinking about?
Oh, we got some good ones coming up, man.
And the good ones is definitely coming up. You got that. What is it? The West Virginia Pittsburgh on ESPN2, a 3:30 game that's coming up. Got the Wake Forest, Ole Miss. Of course, you got that Texas game that's coming on.
Texas A&M in Florida, yeah.
Texas A&M, Florida.
Notre Dame, Purdue.
Yeah, in-state, all them in-states. Oregon State,
yeah.
Washington State. I think that was at 3:32. Yep.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Pitt in West Virginia. That's usually a good one.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I also want to watch that one out of all the ones that come on at 3:30.
Yeah.
I really want to poke my nose on.
You got the Utah State game.
Oh yeah, I want to see.
That'll be a blowout right there.
You think so?
I want to see how they work without
Rising. Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah,
how
but
Cam Rising.
I still don't think Utah State have enough for them, offensively or defensively, really.
He said they only got 24 players. They only got 24 players. They're gonna be tired.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see much there.
Yeah.
But it's some good ones to look at though. South Carolina done went up 4.
Mm.
Yeah.
I saw somebody in a WTP group chat saying that they weren't going to let LSU go 1 and 2 for the year, but that's looking about right about now. That's how they just be pumping up all of them SEC teams, man. I really hope South Carolina do beat them, but all they're gonna do is just put South Carolina up in that top 25 since they'll be 3-0 and LSU will be 1 and 2. That's if South Carolina beat them. So if South Carolina beat them, I pretty much can see them swapping spots. They'll probably throw South Carolina in there about 20 or 21 or something.
Yeah, they're gonna
instead of the 16.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like just thinking about it, like with this LSU South Carolina game, it's 4th and 1 now. Like games could separate a lot of how the season go. It seems like this early
Oh yeah.
In the
Oh yeah.
season, I'm thinking like for me, like we've been talking about LSU. Is this a game that can make their season go up or down? And I think if you take how their running back is not there, when you take that away from him and he get hurt, I think that's one of the biggest
Oh, they
things that
stopped them. They
Yeah,
stopped them
they're
on
they
4th and
missing
stopped
with
1,
them.
3rd
Yeah,
and
him.
1.
Third and one. Yeah, they stopped him.
Yeah, they
yeah.
stopped them.
Got it. Yeah, ooh, and it's 850.
Hey, that's crazy now. That's crazy now how, I'll be on the phone or something or with my cousins or somebody, we be watching these games. It's crazy how you can have 3 people on the phone or on the line and
Right.
everybody's TV would be at a different time.
Different
This stuff
time.
was wild, man. It wasn't like that back in the day. We was all on the same frequency.
Same
Right.
frequency, same everything, man. Wasn't
Stuff
no
was
problem.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
Oregon, I'm
they stopped them.
definitely.
That was huge. That was
I
a
want to
huge
see how
stop right there.
many. I want to see how many points Oregon. That game within itself, I probably watched the first quarter. I just want to see how many points Oregon get up in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's the game that I'm mostly intrigued by right there. To be all the way honest, because I need to see how they coming out. I
Right.
need to see if they're coming out like with a sense of urgency, like we not just to win because they already they're undefeated, so they have to. This has to be a statement game for them today. It has to be, or I'm gonna go along with what I see, just like what I see from Michigan. I'm gonna go along with what I see from Oregon, and it's not the Oregon that we're used to seeing.
Right.
Yeah,
I
that's what I was.
noticed.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you
No,
good. You got it.
You go ahead, because I had a question. So go ahead.
I just noticed from just watching Alabama with the connection with Milroe and Williams, the young kid. I noticed this with the Ohio State game when Smith get it. Them young boys, man, when they catch that ball and they get in that end zone, it's like I noticed with Howard and same thing with Milroe. It's like they know that they gonna go get that football within doubt or whatever it is. They just know to put it there. I can't wait to see Ohio State because them are the 2 players when it comes to the freshmen that I think could definitely put some scare to the Heisman race, man, because as
Yeah,
talented as they are
yeah,
and deadly, I think college football. I think I'm excited to watch them and see them type of weapons that you can just go deep any given time during the game and have that open availability with that. But it was just a sight to see.
yeah. I agree with you right there. They are definitely. If both of them continue, I haven't seen the Alabama kid, but if both of them continue the way that they're going, I mean, they if they have, as long as they had a quarterbacks, I could see one or both of them getting a Heisman.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible.
Yeah,
Devontae Smith won one, so I guess it's possible for a receiver to get one.
anything's possible, right?
Yeah, what I was going to ask y'all was, remember when we first started talking about college football before it even started, and we had all these teams that we thought were good football teams in each conference. Now, when you start to see after 3 weeks that how many good teams you think there are there in the ACC? How many good teams do you think there are in the Big 12? How many good teams do you think there are in the SEC? And how many good teams do you think there are in the Big 10?
So that's a good question. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up and debate that real quick.
Y'all pulling up first. Y'all pulling up the let's pull up
Let's
the
go.
Big
Let's
12
go with the
first.
mighty SEC first.
Okay, let's go with SEC.
Yeah, let's go with the mighty SEC, since they're supposed to be the cream of the crop. All right, so for me, just going right now off of everything, I got Arkansas, Georgia, the usual 2. I'm not sold on Florida yet. Auburn, Arkansas, Kentucky, LSU, Missouri looks to be okay, but they was fighting with Boston College, who I do not respect. Oklahoma, we haven't seen them play anybody yet this year. Ole Miss, I still think that's one of those teams. You put them in the SEC, in the Big Ten, they're going to have major issues. South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas. So I'm at. Oh man, see, watered down. I got Alabama, the usual Alabama, Georgia, Texas, and that's the top tier. So they only have 3 top tiers.
What you think about Tennessee?
Tennessee. Let me see. I mean, shoot, they destroyed North Carolina State, and Missouri played around with them. So it looked like they can potentially be good, but as an Ohio State fan, I look at things as far as, can you make it to a 4-team playoff? I still have that in mind when thinking about what I think about the teams out here that would like to put themselves in contention for one of those 12 spots. So I really don't. I don't put Tennessee there. If I had to compare them, I probably would compare them to a Penn State.
Okay, so let's just go with those 3 then: Georgia, Alabama, Texas. What's the next conference y'all want to look at?
What about y'all? What you think? What y'all think? That was my thought right there. Like I don't know if you threw in another Texas or in an Ole Miss, and you saying that I think they got 6 that can compete for a national championship. I'm thinking about who can compete for a national championship, not who can get one of those 12 spots.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that those teams are okay, are good, but they're not Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Alabama good. No.
Right.
I agree the same way. It's just a different breed with them teams, man. When you get Alabama, Texas, Georgia, they speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And you got to question the other teams if they had winning seasons. And Oklahoma is Oklahoma, So they in the pack with everybody else with the question mark. And what can they do and they play in these next few games in these next few weeks?
Now, both of y'all outsiders, one of y'all give me the Big Ten. What y'all see over in the Big Ten?
Ooh. I say Big Ten. You got to put, of course, Ohio State. Oregon. I'm going to put, and you saying competing for a national championship. When we talking that caliber, it's tough to say anything past those 2 teams right now. But
What two you say?
I say the top teams. When you say we talking about competing for a national championship,
yeah, because I'll tell you right now, before either one of you say anything, I don't see more than 2.
I see Ohio State and I see Oregon. Them the only 2 teams, and
I got USC before I can go with Oregon right now.
When I say the 3rd team, and I say probably the scariest team in the Big Ten, that could possibly even win the Big Ten. And I'm saying this just on, you never know how the matchup go, how the games would go. Is that USC team? If you ask me, today, can USC be at home when they play Oregon this year and beat Oregon? I'm taking that USC team for sure because they're going to run that ball. And we already see they could pass the football. And their defense is getting better and better each week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see much from the Big Ten with Michigan, laying the egg that they're laying right now, and Penn State, last week against a MAC team, just looking average. Although we know that the levels of college football now, it's gotten a little closer, but I don't look at Penn State as a threat Like I say, when I'm talking about those top 4 teams, so
So like,
I
we gotta
really,
catch
I
up on
really only
this.
see, I really only see 2, and I can't really even say that I'm like really, really strong about a SC or Oregon when we're putting it in into that 14 instead of 12. But that's just how I'm thinking. Like, can they compete? Because of course, that 5 through 12, y'all gonna get beat down by 1 through 4 most likely. Most likely, 1 through 4 is going to be whoever steps up to the table in that round robin. I
Yeah,
got 1 through 4 advancing, and then it just being that college football 14 playoff all over again. But it's cool to give other teams a shot too. So
Right.
I love the 12 teams.
oh
Can't
well,
wait. Can't wait to 16
we
come.
running that back. He gone. South Carolina.
Uh-oh,
They
back
getting the
in it.
win.
You got
See what I mean?
$100.
You look. You way ahead of me. But I'm on my fire stick. I ain't on my spectrum. But yeah, you way ahead of me.
Yeah, I only got Ohio
Oh no,
State.
I ain't even on that game.
Oh yeah,
You said you only got what? What you
I
say?
only
No,
got
no.
Ohio State, and I'm iffy on USC.
Yeah,
I ain't buying the Penn State hype yet. They haven't they haven't beat those games that I need them to win in order to be legit to me. And USC, I don't know yet on them either because I mean they won some games. They beat LSU, but we looking at LSU right now, and they don't look that good.
yeah. Right,
You know.
Them
right.
games, them early wins against teams, I think that's going to play a part later in the season as well. Because some teams that they got in these prime time games, Florida State being one of them, we definitely not looking like we're going to be good on somebody's resume come end of the season.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough thing to determine as well.
Hey, we got Ball State playing. Who was that? The U. Ball State playing Miami tonight. Ball State actually, I forget my guy's name. It'll come to me in a minute. But they got a receiver out of Walnut Ridge that played for Ball State. So I hope he can get in the end zone tonight against Miami. That'd be a good thing for the young fella. His name will come to me in a minute. He's a receiver out of Walnut Ridge.
No, I got you. I'm on top of it. That's why we all in here.
I don't think anybody's
Magwood, Magwood.
All
competition.
right.
Yeah, Magwood. So do your thing tonight, Magwood. I hope you get one against the U, man. You
Yes,
get
sir.
one against the U, throw it up, man. 614 or something.
Mm-hmm.
They might have the easiest road to the college football playoff, Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen here. I told you my sleeper in the ACC, Syracuse. So I hope their defense is good because as we can see, Cal throwing that ball around.
Yeah,
Okay, but
they got Syracuse in the season finale last game.
yeah, see, that's gonna be if I'm rooting for Cal, man. I'm rooting for Cal. It'll be nothing better than for him to take Syracuse to an undefeated season, a ACC championship, and just prove himself right. Not prove nobody wrong, just prove himself right. Like, hey, I am a NFL caliber quarterback that can lead this team to a championship and to a playoff. So, I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him. Just like when yours left, I was rooting for him, although he never got a chance to actually, play for us. He only got $1 million and bang. But we got a little bit of money to spare. So, I root for him and I like the way he throw that ball. Once you're a Buckeye, unless you leave on bad terms or something like that, cause just always a Buckeye. As you see from Quinn when he was playing Michigan and he referred to them as the team up north. That's just that Buckeye in him. You know what I mean? He all Longhorn, but he came and spent the year up here, and it's a beautiful place in Columbus.
For sure.
Sure.
And then when you mention the ACC as your sleeper team being that Syracuse team, it's crazy because I done pulled up Duke's schedule, how we looked at Missouri's schedule, and here looking at Duke's schedule,
It's pretty easy.
they have a possibility to get all the way down to November with a showdown at Miami to
That's
be
what that ACC looked like, though. So maybe
for that HBC.
you can get maybe let's look at the ACC because although they may not have that one team where you're looking at, well, they do have Miami, but if you let me see, I'm not sold on Clemson nor Duke, Florida State. We got Miami, not sold on North Carolina State, Pittsburgh, SMU, Stanford, Syracuse. That's it. It's just Miami and Syracuse now with since unless Stanford, what does Stanford bring to the table?
Nothing.
We forget about Stanford coming from the Pac-10?
They're not bringing nothing to the table.
They're not bringing nothing?
They bringing some
they didn't already took an L to TCU, so yeah, nothing.
They got a study hall or something.
So it's just Miami and Syracuse, huh? Bowling Green took it. Boston College took an L, so we don't have to worry about them. What about Duke? That's your sleeper, right, Mosby?
Yes, sir. That's the sleeper. It's funny because they could get to a point to where they could possibly be number one in the ACC, depending on how teams play against each other outside of Duke. Because they got UConn coming up, of course, tonight. Then they got Middle Tennessee. They got North Carolina at home. Then they go to Georgia Tech. And then they got us at Duke. So, it's just like they got a favorable schedule. Then SMU, and then they go to Miami and go to North Carolina State, followed by Virginia Tech at home, and then at Wake Forest. So that's kind of a soft schedule to make your road.
It might be a lot of soft. It might be a lot of soft teams over there because Louisville, they had them ranked at number 19 right now, but they haven't played anybody but Austin Peay and Jacksonville State, and they handle both of them respectively. But Louisville is known for having success in the ACC. So could they be a sleeper? So could they upset a Miami or take down a Syracuse? Because Syracuse not ranked, so it wouldn't even be an upset at this point with Syracuse.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess they might still believe in Louisville. We haven't said anything about Louisville here on this show, but right now they are ranked in the top 20, and they seem to have a favorable schedule, just like everybody else. It seems in a ACC. We would love schedules like this: Austin Peay, Jacksonville State, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, who we know is not real this year, SMU, Virginia, Miami. We know that's going to be a battle. Boston College look like it'll at least be a battle. Clemson, still not sold on them. Stanford, Pittsburgh, and Kentucky. So just not an overwhelmingly rough or hard schedule if you look at it through the eyes of a champion. It just doesn't scare me. It looks like they should be able to do something.
It don't seem like Miami's going to get a whole lot of competition to where they'll be battle tested. And when you're not battle tested, man, going into that college football playoffs, your chances of winning it is slim.
Oh yeah, their record is. Oh, you right, bro. They may have the easiest. I won't call it the easiest road because you can get knocked off by Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? We know that. We all know that. We just saw what Northern Illinois did. So, I kind of like want to watch my mouth when I call it easy because it's not easy. You have to go out there and play every single weekend. And if you go out there thinking it's easy, you can get popped by Wake Forest. You can get popped by South Florida, Virginia Tech. It's easy to lose on a Saturday if you're not focused and ready.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so what about that Big 12?
Big 12, the one, that's the one when we were talking about the playoffs and all of that stuff a couple of shows ago. And, I said that Oklahoma would win the Big 12. They're not even in there. And then I forgot teams like Arizona, which I think they played last night. Didn't they look pretty good?
No, they got busted up.
They got.
Well, no, who was it that they played last night? Kansas State. It was Kansas State that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, they ripped a hole in them, gave them tissue. They cleaned their nose.
It was Kansas State that actually looked pretty good. So, looking at that Big 12, they have they have Iowa State in there as well. So, but then once again, when you're talking about can you make a 4-team playoff, if we're looking at it that way, because Arizona State didn't look too well against Texas State. BYU, Baylor didn't look well. Cincinnati, Colorado, Houston, Iowa State. So we'll give them just in the top caliber. Iowa State, Kansas State, maybe Oklahoma State, Utah. And TCU, are they undefeated still?
TCU got a good game.
They got a game tonight. They undefeated.
They fought with Stanford. They beat Stanford by what's that? A touchdown.
TCU ain't no good.
Long Island.
They're not no good.
They ain't no good though. Not even for a 14-team playoff.
Yeah, they ain't no
Yeah, I really don't. I don't think I see. I don't think as of right now, I don't think I see a team, and I think it's been like this from the Big 12. But I don't think I see a team in the Big 12 competing for much of anything.
No, they're going out first round. They're gonna get one team in, whoever win that conference, and they're going out first round because the 5th seed gonna bust them up.
Right. Yeah. That's all I was about to say. That one team that do get in, and looking at it like it's just going. A lot of that is going to be that Cam Rising injury. Can Utah win today without him against Utah State, and then what's going on moving forward throughout the season, and then looking to see how Kansas State and Oklahoma State fare out through the season? Because I think Iowa State. I like what you're saying, even with them, because they do play some stout defense. But I think when we thinking about the playoff within itself, I think, like you said, they get one in and they out. Probably gonna buck them down.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, I think one of y'all with one of y'all's podcasts, maybe think about like doing something live, just like while the games is going on, and just talking about the games as they going on live, and just flicking through games and just talking about the games and shooting the live breeze with the games as they're going on, like maybe for like 45 minutes or an hour or something. Just flick through it and just go through the games, talk about them or whatnot.
Yeah, because I got the I'm just learning some more stuff about it before I actually go live, to where we could do that hand-in-hand thing and going live. And then I was thinking about some going down to OSU campus as well. Either one of us, if we wanted to go live from down there and just jump on each other's phone, jump on the phone, join a live stream, and we all be down there moving around, possibly in different areas too. You know what I mean? Throughout it, and just a lot of different stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Well, they got to score a touchdown too, don't they? 2 minutes.
Who that?
LSU and
South Carolina.
They got to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what I was just looking at.
I need to watch. Although Oklahoma just playing Tulane, I need to tune in to them a little bit and see what they're working with, to get a better understanding of that Oklahoma team. But one thing, just off of the history with new teams coming into the SEC, they have had success in year one. So it's going to be interesting to see how Alabama does. I think Texas really not going to have, not Alabama, but Oklahoma. I think Texas is going to have a lot of success in the SEC this year. But I want to see how Oklahoma does. But, like I said, Texas A&M came in and balled, as well as Missouri. And those are the last two teams that came in, and both of those teams went straight to conference championship. So, They did
Oklahoma wrong, man. Oklahoma's schedule is ridiculous.
Is it really?
Yes.
Jeez. They got Alabama. They got Alabama and Georgia.
They got Georgia, but they got Alabama.
They
They
said
got
welcome.
Alabama. They got Tennessee. They got Texas A&M. They got
So you saying
Arkansas.
they got that
got us.
Michigan schedule of the SEC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Let me
man.
see: Texas, Tennessee, at Auburn,
Yeah.
at Ole Miss, at Missouri, at Alabama, at LSU. Oh Lord, have mercy!
They trying to get
They could possibly not make a playoff,
Listen, they
a
might
bowl
go.
game.
They might
Oh
go 5 and
goodness!
7, bro.
Oh Lord, it's very possible. Tennessee, Auburn, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, LSU. Ooh, LSU could be fighting to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, they about to have their worst record in probably maybe the past 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
That's a tough opening
Yeah,
conference. Welcome to the SEC.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look and see how. I'm gonna have to. They sure enough better look very, very dominant against this. Who was that? Tulsa or Tulane? One of them teams.
Tulane. They play
But
Tulane.
yeah, I'm interested in seeing how they get down today.
And I believe they got to play that same schedule again next year in the SEC.
Wow.
Because we got to play the same schedule again.
You got me wanting to know what we look like next year. Because if we had it easy this year, it gotta be rough next year, boy. It gotta be. I wish they had them 2025 schedules on up there. But I think they kind of like had to redo everything, although we do games in advance. But we got Texas next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you put a Texas on there, a USC, a UCLA, a Michigan, a Penn State, a Washington. That could be tough next year, but we're gonna be ready.
They got us coming out the gate playing Alabama.
Let me look it up. Oh wow.
Man. Woo. We got Alabama, Stanford, who is that? Alabama A&M, Kent State, Florida, Clemson, Miami, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, NC State, Virginia. But first game, August 30th. Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh my goodness.
Do y'all think Jalen Milroe is going to stay for his senior season?
No.
Yeah, I think it's his best. If they want him, I think it's best bet to go now. Because if he stay another year, but I don't. That's a good question because with the fact of how Williams could actually increase his passing aspect of his draft stock too. That's a great question.
Our schedule will be great next year too. My fault.
Who y'all got?
Just y'all in Michigan.
Wow.
We got but that's just me speaking. But we still have Penn State, UCLA, Washington, and Wisconsin. But that's it.
Okay.
So look, here's our schedule. But they don't have all of the dates ready. But first three: Texas, Grambling, and OU, Ohio University. That's gonna be a good one straight out the gate. But Lil Manning, he ain't fast in that pocket, baby. He ain't gonna have much time next year. So yeah, then Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, Penn State, Rutgers, UCLA, Purdue, Washington, and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and we're at Wisconsin, Washington, Purdue, Michigan, and Illinois. So I don't see that looks favorable again for us next year.
Texas will probably be starting 4 offensive linemen next year too. 4 different.
They've been recruiting pretty good though. They've been recruiting pretty good, so they should be all right.
Yeah, they should be okay. But it's going to be a whole new lineup because I think for sure Calvin Banks and the center, they gone for sure. But the other 3, they up in the air on what's going to happen with them.
Hey, y'all, this is my first time ever wearing anything outside of Ohio. Columbus, Ohio State. I feel a little weird, but
Man, it's big.
I
You're
just
right,
rock with
man.
Coach Prime, even though they ain't making it. They may not make a bowl game. It's looking bad for them again, but I just rock with him, man. I just love his energy, his swag, and all of that, and have ever since he was at Florida State. So
I think we needed something like that too on a landscape because I think it gives us something to enjoy, knowing where football has came from and seeing what it is today. And when you got a game like they've been talking about, they said this rivalry is big with that game tonight. And just hearing the aspect of it, I think it's good to have that type when it come into the sports world because you're going to get the best out of it. That's going to be a game everybody going to lock in to see. But like you said, I agree with it, man. Just the positive energy that he's bringing to those players and giving them the opportunity to do things that some kids don't get the opportunity to do every day.
Right. Remember, Colorado's coach had a couple words to say about primetime last year, and that's who they played when that safety took that shot at Hunter and knocked him out for those 2 games.
Yeah.
So this game right here is actually personal.
Yeah, this is
like personal.
Yeah, it's like one of them East-West Stone games from when I played back in the day, and I was on the hoop level, man. Just rivalry, it's smack talk. Just get out here and do what we gonna do, man. So I know they ready for it, man. I tried to get a hold of one of my buddies that play for him, and I knew he wasn't gonna answer the phone. It went straight to voicemail. So I'm like, I already know they locked in, and I'm definitely gonna tune in to that game tonight for sure.
I would like to see Coach Prime get at. I'm glad he's in a Power 4 school, but I would like to see him get at one of those upper echelon schools, man, because he's not going to get it.
Florida State should have been. He should have went to Florida State instead of Colorado. But they be out here. Some of these universities, and not just the universities, NFL and the NBA. They be stuck in their little ways, man. They be stuck in their little ways. That's why I'm surprised that Michigan handed the keys over to an African American coach. That surprised me. Because just like Ohio State, you try as best as you can to keep somebody that's within your system, but still also has that bloodline. Now, Ryan Day don't have the blood. It's kind of the same with Ryan Day. He don't have a bloodline, but he was here and just under Urban Meyer. But it just really surprised me that they took an African-American male as their football coach with, just the history of a university like Michigan, their coaches, and as well as Ohio State's, just like me as Ohio State fan. I can't look into the future and tell you when we will have an African-American football coach because I don't know if I'll be alive to see it. So that's why I say that was a shock to me because I didn't think outside of it would have had to been Charles Woodson or Desmond Howard say, okay, I'll take it. I could see that's the only way I would have saw African-American coaching up there at the University of Michigan.
Is it true that he just signed his contract last week, man?
Yeah, he went out there raw dog. He went out there raw dog and didn't have a contract. But see, that's just like I say, that's just like then you go to the other side and that's just a disrespectful part of things because that's not going to happen to these other coaches. You're not going to go into a season and not have a contract for me. There's no handshake deals until we figure this out or figure that out or whatnot, especially with all of the allegations and everything that's going on up there in Ann Arbor. Yeah. So then you don't want to give me a contract, but the kids is making money. Right. Make it make sense.
In my opinion, they did not want to hire him as their coach, bro. They hired him.
I don't know. Like I said, it was a surprise to me. I don't understand where they got it from. Like, hey, we just gonna go with him and stick with him since he won these 3 games. Hey, these 3 games that he won, dude, you just had the better team. You just had the better team on that day. It's not like you did anything coaching wise that, made a huge difference in that game. And even I could just go back. We lost. They were better than us on that day. Our quarterback threw 2 interceptions. You do that, you're going to lose.
Yeah. And they knew ahead of time that Harbaugh was going to the NFL.
Yeah, because Harbaugh know that what went on was wrong. Harbaugh know that he had a mule out here going and recording other teams' practices. They were recording practices too. They got practices and they got games. They got playbooks. You know, they got videos, signs. They had everything that they needed to be successful to be able to, make the run that they ran. And now you see them out here just they're playing. They don't have that advantage. The Michigan fans want to make the excuse now about we don't have these players. No, y'all don't have y'all don't have the players. Y'all don't that players that have been there and have had a successful run. If you go back for the last 4 years with Michigan, they backed out during the COVID year. And I'm not even giving them that. They didn't have no damn COVID. They just know they didn't have a team and they wasn't ready yet. Like backing out because they had COVID. But and then you take that year and then the 3 years, their senior class, they had nothing but success. They were used to winning. They had to replace all of that.
And if he waited until after the portal window was gone in December in order for him to take that job at what's the name too, because those dudes was jumping in the portal.
Yeah, but they already knew that he was next because there was no former Michigan player, no former Michigan man, no nothing. Nobody was stepping into this job. Everybody know what happened. Everybody know what's about to come down. Except for these Michigan fans that like, no, we still gonna keep our national championship. We beat y'all 3 times. They taking those 3 away from y'all, bro. That's getting all of that stuff is getting taken away. Just like over our tattoos. They took our
You think they're gonna do that?
They took our whole season. They took our Big Ten championship. They took our Rose Bowl over our players giving their cleats and shoulder pads and gloves and stuff to a tattoo artist for some tattoos. They took everything and fired our coach. Well, the coach resigned. It was bad. It was ugly. And we had to do a year in a hole. We had to do a year in a hole with Luke Fickell. We went 6-6 with a rookie, Braxton Miller. We went 6-6. We had to do 2 years in a hole because then Urban Meyer came the next year. We went undefeated. We would have won it that year. We got penalized for something that was nowhere. We wasn't stealing anybody's signs. We wasn't recording nobody's games. We wasn't hiding, sneaking on nobody's sideline. This stuff is it's ridiculous how long this is just carrying on like it's some type of due process. No. They blatantly disrespected the game of football. Go ahead.
I think it's going this long because they ain't gonna do nothing. The NCAA is not powerful anymore. They like a lion with no teeth, bro. They have
to. But listen here, bro. They have to do something. They can't do nothing. And then the dude gonna put a Netflix series out about the stuff. There's not nobody outside of Michigan that looks at that series and say, you know what? Yeah, he did just learn all the signs, and that's not illegal. But no, that ain't that. He on sidelines. He sending people to games right behind the opponent's bench, camcording the signs, zooming in to their playbooks. All of the stuff that they can do out here with these computers and everything is amazing. They can take something and see it from a quarter mile away. So what do you think they can do if they only 20 yards away up in the stand? Right.
I'm gonna have to watch
the information they can get. Say that again.
I said I'm gonna have to watch it because I haven't watched it.
Oh man, it's if he thought he was going to put that out to help anybody, it don't help anybody. And then with Harbaugh running the way he ran, it looked like he ran because he know what's coming. You had some other players that hopped into the portal. I saw Alabama grabbed one of them, Bab or Sab or something. I think he was playing out there in the secondary. They talked about him. But
number 3 for Alabama.
Yeah, everybody know. They Harbaugh know that shit was going down. That's why he left. Who wins a national championship at their alma mater, at their dream job, and leaves? He already coached in the NFL. So what type of itch you have for that? You went to Super Bowl and everything. There is no itch. You were supposed to be at your dream school. You were supposed to go down as a legendary coach. You were supposed to put him back on the map. Y'all supposed to be competing for another national championship this year.
Right.
But it's not happening because of that kind of Stallions dude. But Harbaugh knew everything all along. That's why I say it's all ugly. That's how you go into a season where your coach doesn't have a contract. How is that possible? We just won a national championship. I just sat in for 3 games for our head coach who was suspended and won all 3 of them, even our rivalry. Where's my money at? Y'all gave the kids the money. The kids got their money off the dribble. Yeah. I gotta wait for my money. A couple of them already making more than me as of right now until I get my new contract.
Is he getting $5 million?
He probably they ain't gonna bless him like that. I bet they probably only give him about 3 or something.
Man, listen, $5 million is the going rate, bro.
It is the going rate. He don't even have any experience. That's the crazy part. Like y'all just grabbed him. Like, I ain't know that dude. I don't know who that dude is.
I remember when Texas hired Charlie Strong, man. Those boosters was pissed off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how that work out for y'all?
Listen, they was pissed. They was like, this dude is nothing more than a coordinator. Why would y'all hire him as the coach? And he lasted, 3 seasons, and they got rid of him. And they got Tom Herman, and Tom Herman happened to be, I guess, in their words, a jerk. So they got rid of him, too.
Yeah, look, Tom had all that success up here at Ohio State. Thought he could be a head coach. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy when you don't have them 4 stars and them 5 stars all over the field.
Yeah, it's not easy.
LSU, they South Carolina trying to get a field goal. It's 35 seconds left. I'm seeing it. I'm looking at it.
Good run, boy. Good run. Did he get that? Did they let him get that first down?
What game you looking at?
It's LSU and
LSU, South Carolina.
Oh, dang, that's still on?
Yeah, they trying to get a field goal. They trying to get a field goal.
LSU came back?
Yeah.
Timeout too? Don't throw no interception, dude.
I guess somebody was right. They weren't gonna let LSU go 1 and 2.
Well, it ain't over yet though. They still gotta make this field goal if they get a chance. Wow.
Go turn this thing off. Hold on, fellas.
Yeah. And he just got to run 32 to a first down. And he just took off for 15.
Oh,
they about to try to they about to try to kick the field goal. Because I'm looking at it from the computer. I'm just looking at it from the computer. Because they got that penalty, and then they just got that run for the 15 yards.
The quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, they about to kick this field goal. It's 5 seconds left. They're going to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Or attempt a field goal, yeah. Let me ask y'all this, man. Because, the TV stations are trying to make the conferences that got all these teams in them go to 9 games in their conference play. Do y'all got 9 games in y'all's conference play? Big Ten? Well, you only got 8.
When is that?
Like once they got all these
teams, we got 9. We only have 3 out of conference games.
Okay, well, In the SEC, they want them to have 9 conference games.
Yeah, so what is it right now? What they got? 4? What they got? 8.
It's only 8 conference
Yeah,
games.
see, that's why I told y'all. Look, they be having they have like 8 automatic wins. Like most all their conference, that's why they get so many of those. That's why they get so many of those players in so many teams in the bowl, because they have 8. You go down and look at their schedule. You can pick any team. You can close your eyes, pick a team. You can go in there and you can find 8 wins. They just don't have that. You don't have that everywhere, but you can find 8 wins. Because, like I say, they playing them little ocean spray universities and all of that stuff, bro. That stuff is crazy. I don't like it.
Man.
I don't like it. They just need to be in their own stuff. You really, man, shut everything down. Everything should be played against Power 4 universities.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mac. Y'all gonna have to go get y'all's money elsewhere. This D1 big boy football. You know what I mean? It's D1 big boy football. We ain't got time to play with y'all or mess around and get hurt. None of that.
But the SEC,
that's what I think. That's what I think how it should be.
Yeah, they're trying to hold the TV stations hostage for more money to get that 9th game.
Right.
They're gonna go to the 9th game, but they're trying to make the TV stations give them another boatload of money in order to get that extra game in the SEC.
And look, they can and they can get it. I mean but that depends, because the contract is the contract until it's up.
Yes.
I'm quite sure they got a few. You said he missed it?
Yeah, he missed it.
Oh, yeah. See?
Yeah. Hey, they didn't cover.
They did not cover.
Yeah.
That's what we said. That was a money game to me. See, I wish I was a gambler. I wish I was a gambler. I'd have took that. I saw a few of them I would have took. Man. I saw some that I would have taken. Like I even would have took that Alabama game, Wisconsin. I ain't expect them to put up nothing.
Right. Do y'all think if they go to this 16-game playoff, which they say they are, do you think teams will stop playing those non-con big? They're gonna have
to.
Texas will ever play again.
They gotta get ready to stop that stuff now.
I think because that's going to be a big factor at the end of the day. The more teams, the tougher your schedule got to be in times, and you got to be able to win big games, and that's going to be something that they look at. Are we bringing you to this stage for a big turnout with the crowd, fan base, or are you just going to come here and underperform and be a team that we would have just had watching anyway from the start? So I think that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this question too, man. Do you think those conferences, now that they got all these teams, like most of them got 14 or 16 teams in them now, right?
Yes, 16. I think it's at least 16 now.
Do you think they're going to eventually go to divisions in their conferences?
No, they said they're not doing that. They it's round robin, and they taking number 1 and number 2 is playing. That's it.
No, I mean, like inside conferences. You think they're gonna do that? No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because they just took out all of the divisions. They just did it. They took out. There's no Big Ten East and West.
Right.
There's no SEC East and West.
And then just the top 2 teams play each other.
That's it. Top two teams go.
Okay.
And they go if 2 and 3 tied. They probably gonna go to a tiebreaker. If they didn't play, they probably gonna go to whoever the highest ranked team is.
Okay, so my next question off of that is, if they do not ever go back to divisions, will Ohio State and Michigan always play each other?
Yeah, that's always. You are gonna keep the major rivalries. You will keep them. Ohio State, Michigan State, Purdue and Indiana, you're gonna keep them.
Okay, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, you're gonna keep all of those. The other little ones that Ohio State and Illinois is for the Illabuck Trophy. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about that.
I can't say this, City League TV, when y'all was putting the pounding on them for about 10 years straight, it got to, I think, the 7th year. I'm like, they still playing this game and these Michigan fans still getting pumped. Do they not know they about to get creamed out here? You make it fun when it comes to the rivalry because it is what it is. I mean, it's good to see it have went a different way, but honestly, after these first few games this year, I said, man, I don't know if that's going to be
back to normal. It's going back to normal.
Usual workhouse for them boys. They're going to have to work to get another one.
Hey, let me share something with y'all that I just shared with the social media world about this Ohio State and Michigan rivalry. Like, it's really amazing. Like, you would have to read into it and do your research to know and understand that the crazy thing is that Michigan has only had a couple of runs in this rivalry. It just so happened that their most recent run was during John Cooper's years in the 80s. You know what I mean? In the 80s and the early 90s. Listen here. You would have to go back to 1900 something to see Michigan have some type of crazy successful run against Ohio State. The reason why Michigan is the winningest team in college football is because they start playing football before people even knew what a football was. You know, they won. I think they won their 5th national championship before 1910. You know, our grandparents wasn't born, so I just have to kind of get these Michigan people to pump the brakes because, like, if you would just go back, like, we could just say 100 years. Go back in 100 years and see what the rivalry been like. You know what I mean? Go back 50 years and see what the rivalry has been like. You go back all of those years and it's going to favor Ohio State. Michigan just has all of those years to where either the universities were just beginning or they wasn't even heard of yet. You know, you can even go all the way back to when Michigan joined the conference and say, okay, that's when we're going to talk about this rivalry. That's when we're going to talk about, you know, this Big Ten head-to-head matchup. We win that matchup. We're winning that matchup. You know, they just had so much success from 1890 to 1907, I think it was, either 07 or 09, you know, which that's where the majority of all of their stuff comes at. But, you know, these young kids today, any kid that's, 20, 25, Michigan bums. They bums. And then to see what's going on in Michigan and how they won, it's like, y'all bums and have been for a very long time. Like, my son don't know nothing but beating Michigan. He's 23, about to be 24. That's all he know. He know these 3 L's right here. And now with this scandal stuff, he like, they're bums. They're worse than Northwestern to us, or, you know, Illinois. I mean, we own them. So, you know, I'll be glad when they get this stuff over with, because I'm so sick and tired of. I mean, for the past 3 years, like, yeah, they've been giving it to us. They've been flat out giving it to us, and that's what you can do when you win. So it's all good. It's all good. You gotta take it. We gave it to them, you know. But once this thing came out, and we like, so this how y'all was winning, you know what I mean? Like, and then it just make you shake your head, and then y'all still talking. Like what Pac say, you still breathing, Nick? You know what I mean? Like, y'all still talking? But, yeah.
The reason why I asked that question about the you know, them keeping the rivalries, because, you know, now that Texas is in the SEC, Arkansas is one of their rivals. Texas,
they're not Oklahoma though, so that Oklahoma one,
none of them
will
is Oklahoma,
always be there.
Right. Yeah, Oklahoma
will always be there. And if Arkansas is one, they will probably only have like maybe it might be a 1 year hiatus, and then they'll be right back. I can't see them going multiple years. How we'll go multiple years without playing at Purdue or a Northwestern or Illinois, or, you know what I mean, or Iowa or Wisconsin. We can go multiple years without playing them now, or I think we may have, because we don't play them every year. Like we're going to play Michigan State, we're going to play Penn State, the teams that were in our division. So I can see like Ohio State, Michigan and Penn State for us for sure. Like those need to be every year, and possibly Michigan. Everybody else you can rotate. And with a Michigan, I would think theirs is Michigan State and possibly Purdue, possibly a Minnesota or something. I don't know. I don't know who their rivalry games are.
Yeah. I think we'll probably get Texas A&M and Oklahoma every year. Oklahoma for sure. But Texas
Oklahoma and Texas A&M for sure.
Every year, yeah.
Who else is in Texas from the SEC?
That's it.
Just Texas and Texas A&M?
Yeah, the rest of them is in the Big 12.
Okay. Nobody else from the SEC came this year except for Oklahoma and Texas, right?
Yeah, that was
because I think they were already at 16 teams. Yeah. So they only added 2. We added 4 to get to our 18.
You got 18?
Yeah, I think everybody may have 18 now, bro. Let me look at the
I thought it was
let me look at the Big 12, because with all of the Pac-10, Pac-12 teams that they added. Hold on, let me see ACC first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They have 17 in the ACC. Big 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They just have 16. Yeah, I think we at 18. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. SEC is at 16. I thought they was at 16 last year. So they was at 14 with us then.
They was at 14, yeah. They Texas A&M up on Florida, 10-0.
Yeah, Florida's not looking like anything this year at all.
And they got the toughest schedule in college football. They probably gonna go 4-8.
They're gonna be better.
They tougher than Michigan's schedule.
Oh my God! You look at Florida's schedule, bro. Their schedule's ridiculous.
Their schedule is outrageous. I think they got Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss. They got everybody, man.
They got everybody, man.
And the way they play their games, it don't matter if it's away or at the crib. The way they got
it, it's crazy. Their last 4 or 5 games. The last game is Florida State. They're gonna be fighting for their life. So that's gonna be a good one. But they got Georgia, then they have Texas, then they have LSU, then they have Ole Miss, and with Florida State. Whoa, man! And they play Tennessee and already lost to Miami. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6 L's. So they can't lose to Texas A&M, Mississippi State, UCF, Kentucky, or Florida State. They can't lose not one of them games, or they not even making the bowl game. Yeah, that's rough.
That Oregon State game tied up at the end of the first quarter. That's scary.
See, they playing, but look, Oklahoma only up 7 on Tulane. They at the top of the second.
That's, the Oregon State game on Fox.
It's on Fox.
Yep, Notre Dame up 14. Nothing looking good on that good cover and spread. They need to bounce back and win. I want to see 50 points from them today.
Oklahoma punting. They up 7-0 second quarter.
Yeah,
I don't like that. You should be dominating them.
What channel they on?
They are on ESPN.
Yeah.
See, I got my Fire Stick, so I hate Spectrum too. You can't just turn channel up. I just want to turn channel up. I don't want to have to go to the guide. I hate this stuff, man. This ain't what we used to.
We used to just changing the channel, turning it up.
That's it, man.
Football was on every channel. We ain't have to go through all this crazy.
That's it, man.
All I got
I hate the Spectrum stuff.
Device on it. That's it. I don't have no cable, none of that.
What you got, Rob? What you got?
I just got a streaming device on my Fire Stick.
Just one of the apps.
Yeah, one of the apps.
What's it called?
It's called IGTV.
IGTV. All right. I got two of them. I got one called Breaking Cable and one called Soul Player. My Soul Player is $25 a month. My Breaking Cable is like $70 for 6 months. That's why I just still have both of them, just in case, one of them might be tripping at the time or something. I like having backup, but I got to get rid of this $200 cable and internet bill. All right, so.
Yeah, yes, sir. You got to get rid of that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. What we got here?
Well, man, you know what? I'm gonna jump off and watch a little bit of this ball, man.
Yes, sir.
Come on later on, or what y'all want to do?
Yep. As of right now, I ain't doing nothing but watching football. So just just throw it in the chat like how you do.
Y'all want to go on after Texas's game, or y'all want to go on before their game?
We know you.
Might as well do it again, and might as well always chop it up after the round of game. So after the 3:30 game, so during that fourth quarter, you know what I mean? Anytime during that fourth quarter, and then we just be talking our way into the 7 o'clock games, like we talked our way into these 3:30 games.
So come back on at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
All right,
6 o'clock, 6:30, either one. As of right now, I ain't doing nothing, bro. So whatever you do, I'm here for you, bro.
All right, cool. I'm gonna set it for 6 o'clock then.
Okay. Peace out, fellas.
All right.
WCP dudes.
Yes, sir.
Do it.